Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Crusader Kings 2 Conclave as Scotland. So in our last episode, well, we declared war on England for the county of Westmoreland, which is going pretty well. We're at 51%, we're getting ticking war score, and we're sieging more things here. But also the Pope called a crusade for Andalusia against the Aztec Empire, which we did join, but we're probably not actually going to participate in because it's basically an unwinnable crusade, I think, considering all of the huge no attrition taking Aztec armies that they have down here. But we're kind of hoping that they'll at least lose some of them in the process here somehow. Also, last episode we were looking for a good wife, or a good husband rather, for our daughter Princess Mary here, and the only really good claimant that I could find was claimant to the Kingdom of Sweden here, Prince Magnus. So I guess we'll go with him. He unfortunately has a bad genetic trait, but I guess it's not as bad as it could be. We'll invite him to court. And once he gets here, we'll force him to matrilineally marry Mary, which is difficult to say, but not too difficult to do. He doesn't have a choice in the matter because he's in our court. So this way, any children of theirs will be able to inherit his weak claim on the Kingdom of Sweden. They'll be of our dynasty because the marriage is matrilineal. And we'll be able to press that claim, assuming the right conditions hold, so a female ruler or a regency, or the title is being contested in another war. And because the claimant will be of our dynasty, we will gain them as a vassal without having to grant them any land beforehand, which is always very nice. Yeah, so the enormous Aztec armies are rampaging around the countryside, destroying all of our allies, not too surprisingly. We still don't see any substantial armies from England. Apart from this one that they have in Brittany. After giving my advice on a delicate matter, the courtier asked me to accept a small gift of gold as thanks for my help. We can accept it reluctantly and maybe become charitable, or say, wasn't my advice worth more than a couple of pennies, and maybe become greedy. Well, we'll try to become charitable. That seems good. More diplomacy. Meanwhile, we're up to 75% and then back down to 69% against England. And we have a dangerous faction. Council Power faction, so it's our Earl from Brittany, Duke of Galloway, King of Wales, and the Duchess of Sicily, whose opinion we are working on with our Chancellor right now, so let's not be concerned about her. So Galloway doesn't consider himself a powerful vassal. Wales does, though, and we do have available advisor position, so we can give him one of those, and that should be enough to get him out of the faction. Actually, will definitely be enough to get him out of the factions, because he'll be on the council. So we'll be down to 54% there. Okay. Seems much better. This person who is in our dungeon has finished her education in stewardship. That's fine. We can't ransom her, so we'll just release her, I suppose. Let's see, I do want to actually set my daughter here a special interest. No, actually, I'll hear about it anyway if she has a child, so we don't need to set her a special interest. We're already specially interested in our daughters. That sounds bad. So a son was born to Constantine, our nephew. Also called Constantine, he's a genius. which is good. More geniuses in the dynasty, better. Peace offer from England at only 77%. Surrenders, okay. Yeah, that's fine. I will accept. So we've neatened up our borders a bit, and Westmoreland is now under our Duke of Lancaster, as it should be. Let's not disband our boats just yet. Is there any chance we can do anything useful in this crusade? I don't think so. I think even if every single allied army somehow got organized together and tried to fight the Aztecs, there's still basically zero chance of victory. So probably we'll just disband. I suppose we could use the opportunity to maybe bring a small army down there and gain the Crusader trait. That's probably worth doing. Okay. So to do that, let's... we will disband our troops first and then just re-raise a few. I'm not going to bring the retinue down and risk getting them destroyed. We can probably disband all these boats as well. And we'll raise just a small army from our domain, I suppose. 1,200 seems just fine. We'll lead it ourselves. We don't have our heir as a commander. So I guess we'll just... Let's see, we'll get our Grand Mayor in there. We care about his opinion of us. And I suppose our Duke of Northumberland, though we did just... Actually, no, it wasn't him, it was Lancaster whose opinion we just increased by pressing his claim. So we'll come down here and hopefully be able to land safely and not get our army destroyed by the Aztecs. I suppose it doesn't matter too much if we do. Our Duchess of Sicily is happier, that's good. Apparently a great house in Sinai has died. Just of illness. Not the bubonic plague this time. Is this part of Andalusia? It is, so we should be getting our event. Except we're going to have to leave now because the Aztecs are coming. Oh, here we go. I finally stand before the destination of the Crusade. Excellent, we gain prestige and piety. And we gain the trait Crusader. Let's appoint some other people in here. I assume all of these people got Crusader as well. Oh, he didn't. Well, we'll just leave him in charge then for the time being. Now he did, okay. Alright, well I think that'll do for our involvement. We'll just land our troops back up here and disband them. Our retinue, I think, is probably fully reinforced, so our income is looking pretty good, 63 per month. And we do have a decent amount of money, so let's see about building some upgrades. I guess we'll do castle walls, since that slightly increases our tax income. We still won't be able to upgrade any castle towns, because we need castle infrastructure level 8, which we're some distance off getting. I guess we can do castle walls here as well. It's only a small increase to tax income, but it's better than none, I suppose. The levy income helps, or the levy increase helps as well, I suppose. But we can do the castle town here, actually. Excellent, let's do it. And everything is very expensive here, so maybe we'll leave that till last. And in Fife. Again, only expensive stuff apart from the shipyard, which we probably don't need. Yeah, we'll just do castle walls here as well. Alright, let's not go too low on money, we're down under 1,000. Quite a few more people have joined the Crusade here. We don't get to see who's allied with us, apparently. Can't see who's at war with the Aztecs and look at it that way, though. It's really not that many people, actually. Most of this is us and the Pope here and Aquitaine. Alright, our Duchess of Sicily is happier again. She's up to 54. She's still in this faction, though, and the Independence faction. What else are you annoyed about? Raise levies? Well, that will be going down, I suppose. You can give her a gift as well. I guess we'll do that. Alright, so she did leave that faction at least, and hopefully the Independence faction as well. Not that it's causing us a problem right now. So I guess if we're not doing anything else, we can have a look at our laws again and see what we might want to pass. So we do want to increase the status of women. We have nobody supporting it right now. I guess we lost whoever was a loyalist. So if we want to do that, we're probably going to have to buy favors. Yeah, nobody's going to support rolling back the power of the council, of course. And we have only undecided people for obligations. I really don't know what that means. It's not really a useful tooltip here. I guess maybe we'll just try this and see what happens. I don't think we should really spend the amount of money that's probably going to take to get a law through where everyone is against it. So we'll try burgher obligations, and we won't be too sad if it fails. This will, if it passes, increase our income from our city vassals and our Grand Mayor down in Sinai, most importantly. So we'll see. If nobody decides, does it just go through? The Aztec invaders have sacrificed this person, Swithelm the Wise, to their demon gods. After bringing him to one of their new temple pyramids, their wicked priests placed him on an altar and sliced him open with a ceremonial dagger. They then tore out his still beating heart to the cheers of their assembled warriors. May the Lord see him safely to the afterlife. I guess we're outraged. Alright, we had 2 people go against it. 3 people go against it. And it has been rejected. Okay. Good to know. Okay, we have a Shia uprising in Sinai. Let's see, 5,500. He should be able to take care of it himself, but I guess we may as well help him out with the levy from Jerusalem as well. And we had a county converted. I'm a little concerned here, actually, because we are outnumbered currently. I was kind of hoping he would raise his troops. Let's just retreat over here to be safe. So, let's see, our courtier Marjorie and her quick husband have had a child, okay. Named Shona, who is not quick, unfortunately. And we stole some of the Byzantines' technology. So I don't see any armies being raised from Sinai. We may have to transport some troops down here from somewhere else. I guess we can probably get 1,000 or so from Sicily. And we'll get these guys over as well, which should do it. Alright, our strong kinswoman Dorilla here needs a childhood focus. We'll focus on something war-related, I guess. Struggle. Maybe by the time she comes of age, we'll be able to appoint her as marshal. We had some raiders down there, okay. So minus 61% of the Crusade. The enormous Aztec armies of doom still destroying everything they come across. I think they may have lost a few thousand of their Events 1 troops, but not much of a dent has been made there. My Chancellor, this Prince Archbishop, kindly suggests that it would be a benefit to the realm if I study the languages spoken at foreign courts. He also offers himself to aid me in my studies. So we can say that's an excellent idea and owe him a favour. Or if they can't speak Scottish, they are not important. I guess we'll owe him a favour. What's the worst thing he could do with a favour? Perhaps we'll find out. And we have a nephew who is 12 years old. He's fussy, conscientious, and playful. So conscientious is good for stewardship. Fussy and playful are both good for intrigue, though, so I think that's probably what we'll go for. Does have a bit of a head start in stewardship already, though. Yeah, we'll just go for intrigue. That seems fine. So I assume our army is down here by now. I guess we'll just march them over for the sake of simplicity. So our son-in-law, Prince Magnus of Sweden, with his weak claim, has had a son. Unfortunately inherited his lisp from Prince here. But that's okay, he'll also inherit the claim once his father dies. Hopefully we'll one day be able to install him as our vassal king of Sweden. Ooh. By calling in a favour, the Prince Archbishop has forced us to start a vote on the title grant committee law in Scotland. That is pretty annoying, actually. So it's currently at ruler title grant sovereignty. So he wants to make it so that the council gets to vote on granting titles, which I don't like, but I guess we can work around it and possibly roll it back in the future. Assuming it passes, which I kind of think it will. Why wouldn't the council vote to give themselves more power? Alright, so our Shia uprising is defeated. Council at least agrees that this troublemaker should be executed, so that's good. And our kinswoman Sholto needs an education. She is pretty decent at martial stuff, so maybe we'll give her a relevant education there. Speaking of focuses, maybe we should change our focus. We haven't had any success improving our education trait. Maybe we'll try stewardship instead, or business. Which incidentally will also help with our Grand Mayor's opinion. I think. Business focus plus 20, yes. Alright, we had a county converted down here, which is good. And that law was passed, so now we have to run the granting of titles past the council before we can do it. It's not a disaster, it's just kind of annoying. And Jerusalem is transferring vassals around, okay. And our steward has collected a tithe in Gary, which is very nice, 400 gold. Okay, so the allied armies here have managed to win a battle against the Aztecs there because they didn't reinforce with their 140,000 troops in the next county over. So maybe some temporary progress here in the Crusade, but ultimately it's futile, I think. Your steward comes to see you one afternoon. He explains that he has devised a plan to bring in exotic goods by setting up a trade route with a foreign realm. This would of course require a sizable monetary investment, but the potential profits would also be great. Let's do it! Time has come to outfit a ship for the trading expedition. The harbour master shows you a large ship with a sizable cargo hold. We'll just outright buy it, we can afford it. I think that's the safer option. Okay, well we'll find out next time how the trade route goes, because we're just about out of time for this episode, so thanks for watching, and join me again then.